Hello, everybody. It's Gary Stuckey with Real Music. On today's episode, I've got Danni Stefanetti. She come from a land down under. That's right, from Australia. She's got a new album out and a brand new single called "You Got Me Thinking of You." And you may have seen her song and video called "You Make Me Beautiful" on CMT. She's won all kinds of awards. She's nominated for a few. We're going to talk about that. She's friends with William Lee Golden from right here in Bruton, Alabama. Yeah, you're going to want to see this video. She's very talented. She can play that guitar, man, so well. Let's listen to her right now. Here she is, Danni Stefanetti.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you today.
This will be
I
great.
know you're excited. You got new music out, right?
I do. I have new music. I have a new single coming out on September 8th. I
All
don't know
right.
if you've heard it yet.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to. I heard the one. Well, you just released one, and I've been checking that out. I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm impressed with your singing and guitar playing. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
do a great job. I always, hint around that I play guitar, just in case
Oh,
somebody cares. You
I'll
know,
see your
but
guitarist as well.
that's right. I've been playing a
Great.
little bit for a while. Um, Hey, let me go ahead and say now you're from Australia, right? What part of Australia are you from?
Yep, I'm from down under. I'm from
Down.
Perth, Australia, the West Coast.
Okay. Well, see, now there's a guy. I was talking to a guy yesterday, named Michael
Mhm.
Sterto from the Guess Who. You ever heard of the Guess Who band?
I
Uh,
haven't yet.
they're
Mm-mm.
from Canada, but you know the song "American Woman." Have you heard
Yes,
that?
of
That's
course.
their. But anyway, we were talking. I asked him, "What's one place that you always wanted to go that you've never been?" And he said Australia, and I didn't know, and I did a bad Australian accent, and it
Oh,
was
go on then.
so.
Let's hear it.
So no, what's funny is he lives in Nashville, and I said, I said I live down under. I said crikey, and all that stuff, and it was real bad. So forgive me.
Crikey.
Crikey, is
Love
that
it.
the overdone? I said I probably sound. I said in Alabama we don't all say, let's go get some
Y'all.
victuals, yeah, or y'all. Or and we have teeth in this state. I'm just saying we have teeth, and we don't marry our cousins. Hey,
Mhm.
you know a guy from right here in Bruton, Alabama, named William Lee Golden, right?
I
He,
sure do.
he's from here, right here.
William is a legend, and we've just been collaborating together. I had the pleasure of meeting him for the first time when I was in Nashville in March,
Awesome.
and we were, playing some songs together. And he's just a real treat to work with, and he's a dear friend of mine. I love the Oak Ridge Boys. It's just I can't wait to see what the future holds, and big fan of his music.
Right. Yeah, he's awesome. And you can't mistake the guy, when you're driving through town and you see the guy in the long beard going across the railroad track. It's
It's
William Lee
either
Golden.
him or ZZ Top, right?
That's right. That's right. You never know. It could be the other one. No. But of course, yeah, William Lee, and then Hank Lachlan is from Bruton, or lived in Bruton. So we got
Uh-huh.
two country music legends from right here. Um,
I hope
but
to
yeah,
visit one day.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I would
Maybe to
love
do
to do
a
some
show.
shows out there.
Yeah, that's what you need to get up with William Lee, and y'all do a show right here.
That
That'd
would
be
be epic. I'll talk to my manager about it.
there. You go. Maybe he's listening.
Yes,
Hey,
maybe.
so okay, so tell me about now growing up. How
Mhm.
did you decide that you wanted to play guitar and you wanted to sing? And what came first? Did you play guitar first and then you sang? How did that work out for you?
I don't know if you've seen a bit of my bio or read a bit of my bio, but I was a really bad dancer. I looked like a ballerina, but I couldn't dance like one. So when I found the guitar, it was by fluke, flicking through the paper with mum. And I was 8 or 9, and I needed to find something. When you're a child, you try different things to see what you gravitate to.
Right.
And immediately the guitar was my first 4 chords. I started trying to make up my own songs. I didn't know songwriting was a big thing back then, but it was a way of me as a child to get my thoughts out. And the guitar, I just couldn't put it down. It became we were attached at the hip through my whole teenage years, my whole childhood. And it really brought me a lot of happiness, and it still does to this day.
Right. So, and then how did you start singing? Did that come along with the playing guitar and things like that?
Yeah, I started singing as a way to, no one else was going to sing a 10-year-old song, so I had to sing them. But I always had a bit of I was a little shy about my voice. I never really had that much confidence. I was like, oh, I'm a great guitar player and I got good songs, but my voice, I sounded like a little kid, but that was,
We're
that's the
our
way
own
it was
worst
until
critic.
I was a kid. So I had a very like little voice, and as I got older, it started changing and becoming something else. And that was pretty exciting when I started singing rock music in the local bars and that in Australia. My voice started changing,
Right.
and I realized I was a singer.
Well, it sounds good to me. You must have done something right. Uh,
Thank you.
but you're a country singer, but your influence is obviously, I know the blues. You love which I do
Mhm.
too. Playing blues
Great.
guitar is so fun, right?
Yes.
And you do it so well. Who were
Thank
some
you.
of the blues guitarists that you always loved to listen to?
Yeah, so obviously I got stuck into the album Double Trouble by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that was a staple of mine. Jimi
Sure.
Hendrix, there's a lot of blues riffs in his playing.
Sure.
Tony Joe White. Also, I got into the original Fleetwood Mac, and there's a lot of blues riffs in
Oh yeah.
their albums.
Right. And what about vocally? Who were your influences vocally?
Have you heard of Eva Cassidy?
I I think yeah, I think I yeah. That
She
that
did Live at the Blues
yeah.
Alley.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she was I think she passed away when she was in her 30s, but my grandma got me to listen to a lot of granddad got me to listen to a lot of country music. But when I heard Eva Cassidy's voice, she crosses all the genres, and she would do At Last and Fleetwood Mac and all these beautiful covers of soul, Aretha Franklin, and soul and blues songs. And when I heard the way she sung, it definitely impacted the way I try to sing. So Eva Cassidy vocally was one of my biggest influences. Jeff Buckley, Shania Twain. I have a lot. I could go on forever.
Right. Hey, and I'm sure you come out a lot of times when you're singing and stuff like that and playing. Uh so how do you write when you're writing a song? I mean, how does it come to you? And do you have a special place you go to write songs? How does that work out for you?
I don't really know. I I feel like it's a gift. It's something that happens really quick, and then you look back and go, did I write that yesterday? Where did that come from? Or when I was younger, my teenage years, songs were coming out of me and I hadn't quite experienced love and things like that, and I was writing about it, but I did watch a lot of movies, so
Uh-huh.
I put it down to that.
That helps. What I've learned about, writing songs, don't ever, if you write a bunch of songs that start coming true, maybe you need to write about, winning the lottery or something, because
Yes.
because sometimes you'll write it, when you're younger, you're writing about broken hearts and stuff like that. And I'm the same way, and you're
Right.
like, I've been through this. And then when you get older, you're like, man, that came true. Why? You know,
Exactly.
why couldn't I have written something else? But are
I
those,
wrote a song about my cat dying.
oh,
That was one
okay.
of my early ones. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Those
Believe it.
songs won't come. Those songs won't be on an album.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a Beach Boys song, or no, there's a guy that wrote a song for the Beach Boys about a dog called Shannon. I mean, there's
Oh.
dogs and cats that have died. I wrote a song one
Oh.
time about a cat, but sometimes you can change that and let people think it's about some person,
Oh. Okay.
rather than, you know,
Okay.
unless his name is Fluffy. You don't have a friend named Fluffy that crossed over. No,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, that was bad. But anyway, not yeah, but songwriting though, that's do you write a lot? I mean, do you sit there and you go, I think I'll go write a song right now? Does it come like that, or how does that work?
Yeah. So my catalog now is over 300 songs. And for anybody that knows a little bit about me before this interview, yeah, I actually dropped out of school. I was a high school dropout, and I failed music.
Oh
I
wow.
didn't quite fit in the school system. But songwriting is something where you don't have to stick in the box. You don't have to be an English lit professor to be a songwriter, which is the great
Right.
thing about it.
Nobody's gonna
And
check it out, yeah, and go, "Hey, you
yeah,
misspelled
yeah, you don't
encyclopedia."
even really have to have the greatest grammar. It's something that flows out of the heart. It's a feeling, and that's what gravitated me the most to music, because if you can make people feel something, there's my cat. If
There's the
you can
cat.
see the tail. I can
See,
see the
I was hoping that was a cat, not a tarantula. But yeah. Uh,
oh, there she is. See, it is a cat.
ah, oh,
Kitten.
very,
Um,
very good.
yeah, so she likes to be on camera. She's a bit of a diva.
I understand.
Anyways, so yeah, so songwriting, she's getting tangled in the ring light. Songwriting is something that a place I go to kind of, it's like a dream state, and I start penning down my ideas, and then I recently started learning how to produce, mix, and engineer, and learning all the instruments, bass, putting down drum loops and keyboards and all. And that's the fun thing about it. Once you've gone past the songwriting process, then you're in the studio, and that just is a whole nother level.
Yeah. As I'm listening, I'm thinking there's a lot in common that I have with you as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And but when you're a songwriter, that's what's cool about technology is you're sitting there, you're writing a song. If you got all these loops and drum machines, and if you can play different instruments, that's why I learned to play a few instruments, because I wanted to record a song and I didn't have a band, so I had to learn
Right.
all the instruments so I could
Mhm.
have the song. But see, that helps you out. So you're sitting there and you're making songs. So you're recording all this yourself, right?
My
And
last record, yeah, Danny's Diamonds, it's called, my new rock album, but it's got a lot of, I would say, like the Eagles, it crosses over country, rock, blues, gospel. I have a lot of styles in my music. I like to take the best parts of genres and make it into my own. But yeah, this year in 2023, we're in, right after 2020. I'm like, I have to check what year we're
you're
in,
like, you get it's like me. I forget what day it is. I'm like,
right.
I'm getting old.
So, so I did learn how to. I thought, I wrote 12 songs when I got back from Nashville. Come back from the country music capital. All
Sure.
these rock crossover songs started coming out of me, and I thought, I got to put I was speaking to my manager. He said, we're going to do a rock album. I said, really? Let's go back to Peter Frampton and all those great rock riffs.
Oh yeah.
And next thing he's co-producing it with me, and I'm learning how to do it at the same time, mixing, engineering.
Wow.
He knows, he taught me. He was like, we should put some horns in there, some strings. I mean, it was crazy. I need a lot of coffee for that 2 months. It was so fun.
But at least, I mean, you're witnessing all this, great information, and you're soaking it all in,
Yeah,
and you're learning how to do all that stuff. That's good. And you can
yeah,
help somebody else one day.
exactly. I hope so.
Right? Awesome. Uh, well, tell me this now. I was looking at some videos online, and I saw Keith Urban was listening to you in the rain. I mean, how many people? I don't think my cat would listen to me in the rain singing. So Keith Urban was listening to you in the rain. Tell me about that. How did that happen?
Yeah, I was on a quick trip to Nashville. I hadn't moved to America yet. I was just having some holidays. And I jumped on a plane, and I've been only a couple of days there. And Keith Urban in Australia, he's looked upon as one of our greatest exports. I mean, he's done
Sure.
so well. I really look up to him as a rock and roll guitarist. He's a great guitarist.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I kind of followed his path. I saw him do Tamworth Like Me, which is our country music capital. It's like Nashville. And I started as a street performer, and I worked my way up, and I've kind of looked up to him as wow, if someone like him can succeed in America, maybe I can as well. So
Right.
that day was quite special to me. It was my birthday, and I had the guitar with me, and I was singing to a couple of people outside Bridgestone Arena, and then next thing you know, he came up and was standing in front of me watching me play one of my original songs. It's really
Awesome.
cool.
So cool. Not too many people can say that. Yeah, that's wow. It's amazing.
It was a magical moment. Yeah.
At least they captured it, on the video because you could tell people, yeah, Keith Urban came by and listened to me in the
Mhm.
rain. They're like, yeah, right, whatever. Uh, but
Yeah, one of his supporters caught it on video and
ain't
sent
that
it to
ain't that cool?
me.
That's so
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
Um, well, there's a guy I interviewed. I think I've interviewed a couple of people from Australia, but Andrew Ferris of NXS. You ever
Oh,
run
of
into him?
course.
Uh,
You've interviewed him?
I did
Wow.
last year sometime. It was really cool, really cool, and I was not worthy. I mean, this guy,
Oh,
NXS, one of the greatest bands ever, right?
one of the great bands of all time. Hmm.
And such a great songwriter and singer, which he's a country singer now, and he's going
Yes.
all over the place
Oh.
too. So that's cool. Maybe y'all could do something one day.
Oh,
Uh,
I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely. Big, humongous fan of In Excess.
oh yeah, I mean, and that's what's cool. That talking about influence and stuff. You grow up listening to different kinds of music. It comes out in your music, but it brings something new because you have all these different uh, genres in your voice and you're playing, and
Yeah.
people listen, they can hear it all. It's like a
Right.
big gumbo of different things, and that's really awesome stuff. But you've had your videos on like CMT and stuff, right? I think.
Yeah, You Make Me Beautiful. We filmed that down in Hollywood, and it was a great day on the set. There was all these plants. It was a virtual reality, and it was just
Yeah,
a gorgeous day. That debuted on CMT.com, and I hope there's many more to come. I hope we have a lot of support from the Country Music Association and CMT in moving forward. I hope so, because I really love the country music fans and the people that have stuck by my side in country music.
right. Um,
Mm.
and there's a lot of them. I was seeing, I think one of your bios was talking about you had a song that had like over 3 million streams. Is
Oh,
that right?
1.3 million. Yeah, yeah.
Or
Say so.
1.3 million? Yes.
Say so. Yeah. Um, Nearly there. Maybe it will get to three.
If I'm just speaking in faith, I'm believing.
But
Look over 10 million. Might as
so
well.
yes, that was the last track on my last live album, and yeah, it just surpassed any expectation I had. I wasn't expecting to open up my distribution one day and see all these streams. And I went to the song and I went, oh, it's Say So. We didn't even promote that. I mean, we didn't even spend a cent or a penny to market it. And that's the
Wow.
song that was, yeah, it was pretty cool when I opened up my distribution. I almost thought that maybe they made a mistake on my account or something.
Sure. 1.3 million mistakes.
Yes. Yeah,
You
so
never know.
obviously that's the song people like. Bye Bye Baby. Yeah, Say So.
So what do you think it was about that particular song that really grabbed people?
Well, I'm putting it down to two things. One,
Oh,
either I spoke before it because it was a live concert, and I went, "Thank you everybody for coming out. My name is Danni Stefanetti," and it was so dramatic. So either that was funny to people, or they liked the song. The song was "Bye Bye Baby, Bye Bye to You. I'm heading back down under." So maybe people just related to that, and it's got like a honky tonk woman, Rolling Stones vibe to it. So it might be
yeah,
the beat. Mm-hmm.
that's it. Well, and maybe you'll be up for an Emmy or something for the most dramatic, uh, acting. Because it sounded so good. Maybe that's what it is.
Yes.
Maybe. Well,
Maybe people got a giggle out of it, and that's okay.
you never know. I mean, you never know who's watching. You never know. But it is true though. Talking about the 1.3, you think one thing, you're thinking surely they're not going to like this. And sometimes you have self doubt and you think, but then people don't always think like we think. Some people just love something that you might have thought wasn't that great, but that's just because they're eager to hear this music. I mean, and that's good for you. Um, but yeah, I mean that's really good that you're getting out there and
Oh,
doing.
thank you.
But
I'll
well,
let
how
the
was your
public
music?
decide now,
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm not the best picker of my songs.
Well, who else would you get but the people listening, right? To
Yes,
pick.
exactly. You guys judge.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the new single, have you been promoting and going around different places and a lot? And how's everybody been feeling about the
Well,
new?
thank you for being the second radio station that jumped on board on this single. You got me thinking of you. We haven't released it yet, but I think it goes into pre-order in about 2 weeks. So I'll definitely give you the heads up when it comes out. It was such a fun track to make because it's very hooky, very poppy, but also got a lot of country and rock influences in there. So I hope the people love it.
I think they will. I mean, I love it. I mean, songs like that though, are catchy, and your voice it fits it well, and your guitar playing,
Thank you.
really nice. Is that a Paul Reed Smith? Is that the
Oh yeah.
guitar that you got?
So what I like about the Paul Reed Smith, and that's a John Mayer SE Silver Sky in stone blue, gorgeous
Pretty.
guitar.
Yeah. Yes.
And PRS, they've been awesome, and I love playing that SE. It fits me like a glove, and it feels like a Strat, And when I put the effects on it for this album, I was pulling sounds out of that guitar that were like Mark Knopfler. I mean, it's got some nice tones in it. Yeah,
it really does. When you were playing the minor chords, I think like A minor or something, and it was really standing out. I was like, man, and the way it sounded, you might be like the spokeswoman for a lot of guitars. When you play. I'm just saying. I think I'm just saying. I'm gonna speak that into existence.
I hope so. I'm going to speak it into existence as well. I'm going Bluetooth soon. I'm going to go cableless because I 2 left feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand. I've tripped before on stage.
You have tripped before? I'm not the only one then.
I'll be tripping. Hey, but it's not funny. I mean, it's funny to everybody watching. It's hilarious,
Yes.
You break your neck. It's the greatest thing ever, Not really, but not for you. But
no.
Well, let's see now. I know you're playing all your instruments and things like that. Now, what about when you're playing gigs? Do you have anybody that goes with you and plays and stuff like that?
I've kept it a pretty solo experience now. Like, I lug my stuff around. My dad used to be my roadie in Australia. And for many years, he used to carry all my gear, lug all my amps, and now I do that in America. But I've kind of kept my my setup a little bit less than it was before. So I got a really good compact AER amp that I use. It sounds terrific. And I take my acoustic usually and my electric and my pedal board, and I got it all working. It's working really good, my setup. So, but I hope I have some roadies someday. That's the goal, right?
Helps. Well, like you said, you got a compact amp. Never get like I had this big bass amp that I was carrying around, and it weighs like a ton. And I was the roadie, and I had to carry that. And it's not good when your back is not cooperating and you're lugging that thing. And of course, you have to carry it like a mile because you can't just walk in and put it right there. You got to go upstairs or something.
Yeah, you need one of those dollies. But exactly. I used to have the Fender DeVille.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And too heavy to lug around.
Well, just you do the old.
They sound great.
Well, do the Tom Sawyer trick of saying, "This sure is fun painting a fence," and then you talk somebody going, "Hey, this sure is fun carrying this big amp. Here you go, kid." And then you give him, $1, and he thinks
exactly. But I'm luckier than a drummer. At least I don't have to take a drum kit with me everywhere.
I always felt sorry for the drummers. I always help carry them because it's bad. They have like 30 things they got to carry. Yeah, but most people don't care. They'll carry
lucky for the tambourine player that just walks in, just brings a tambourine,
That's right. That's the best. Or the guy that plays the spoons. He's just gonna walk. You just walk in, you smile, and then you leave. Man, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Well, what shows have you got coming up?
I've got a couple of California shows coming up at Yamava Casino. in the Rock and Brews room, and they're all on my website. And then I've also got the Josie Awards. I'm not performing at the Josie Awards, but I will be attending because the gracious people at the Josies have nominated me for 6 nominations this year.
Wow. All right.
And I know, right? And it's always a real treat to go back to Nashville because it's my soul city, and the people, the food, the music. I love being around that city. So I'm excited to come back in October and maybe do a little bit of recording and say hello to William Lee Golden again. And
yeah. Well, the guy that I was talking to in the Guess Who, he said, I was talking about William Lee, and he said, he lives right across the street, like right across.
Wow.
It's a small. Well, he lives. He's got a house down here.
Oh.
But it's cool though. It's just it's a small world.
It is.
Now, where have you not been that you want to go in the States?
Well, I really want to come to Alabama. I've heard good things about it, and Texas is on the to-do list. I really want to perform in Texas, and maybe do like a Stevie Ray Vaughan type show for y'all.
Oh man, wouldn't that be nice?
Electric with a trio, the whole shebang. Yeah, that would be really fun. That's on the goal list.
Yeah, hey, I always think about when people do come and play in these little like festivals or whatever. I'm thinking, man, that's somebody I'd like to jam with one day. Maybe make that happen. You probably say, get out of here. So no, okay, I'm just gonna throw some random questions just out of the blue.
Yeah,
okay,
go for it.
Okay, now what is your favorite dessert?
Wow. Have you heard of pavlova?
Yes.
Yeah, I love pavlova. It's the meringue with the fruit on top, and tiramisu.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can tell I've been eating a lot of it. No. Yeah, that's good stuff. You should only eat one bite, but I end up eating a whole, plateful. And,
yes, of course.
Can't do that. So let's see. Okay, if you're on a road trip, you're traveling around, what is your go-to album that you could just sit there and listen to the whole way through over and over again, if you had to?
Well, recently I got into Help by the Beatles.
Okay.
But I'm going to say for a road trip, America. I'm not sure which album it was on, but Ventura, Highway, all that. I love, when you're driving, listening to that kind of music.
Sure. That's a great album.
Yeah, it is a great album.
Okay, here's a random question. Have you ever torn off one of those do not remove under penalty of law tags from a mattress? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No. I was watching, Pee Wee Herman just passed away, and I was watching that yesterday, and the guy he had the handcuffs on him. He said, what did you do? He said, those do not remove under penalty of law tags on a mattress. I ripped one off.
Oh no.
I'm bad, I'm sorry for that. I apologize. What's a hobby of yours that nobody knows about, but you love to do it?
A few people know this, but I love painting. Okay. I love art. Yeah, just getting creative with paint. And also painting jeans and fashion.
Oh.
I love taking my clothes and destroying them, basically.
Interesting.
And it's therapeutic.
Hey, but maybe more people need to know that you paint. You need to show some of your paintings.
Maybe.
I guess, on your website, right? And things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some nicknames that people call you that maybe nobody knows that they call you? What's a nickname?
Well, I used to get called Spaghetti, which is because of Stefanetti, and because I'm Italian, it's hard for people to say Stefanetti. So they just say Spaghetti, and then they'll just say Steph or Bolognese or something. Not that.
Spaghetti. They were just noodling when they know.
That is spaghetti.
Well, I'm a meatball, so I mean, I'm just saying. Hey, but spaghetti. That's pretty good. It does rhyme. So the Italian. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but I was saying but you're traveling around and things like that, and you're seeing America as
Hmm.
opposed to Australia. What's different in America than Australia? What did you see when you came here that goes, oh, that's different that maybe
Um,
they do over there?
well, people are sweet wherever you go, and I have my family and my friends. I always treasure that back home. It's a very
Right.
the city I come from, Perth, is a beach town, and it's very chill and just very laid back. So there's elements of America that are very similar to that. Like if you go to Laguna Beach or San Diego, it reminds me of my hometown a little bit. But what I've noticed the biggest difference in America is the dialects, like, are so dramatically different. The
Sure.
accents in California and then New York and then the South, you guys all sound so different.
That's right. That's right.
And the
We talk
food
like,
is extremely
hey,
different.
we talk like this. What you doing? Hey, girl, you want to get in the truck? Let's go driving around. No,
Right.
I try not to talk like that because I heard myself on a tape one time when I was a kid, and I was like, man, I got to change that voice. So, so I
Yeah.
start working on it. But yeah, you're right. Everywhere you go, there's a different
And the
voice.
food
The
is
food,
is different. The cuisine in each state is their own. Whereas across Australia, we're kind of, people are into similar types of things.
yeah,
I don't think our accents are that dramatically different. Well, a little bit. I think in Queensland, I think they do sound a little bit more Australian. Some people do, some don't. But yeah, the accents and the food is definitely different across the board over here.
yeah, and that's good, right? You got a variety of foods
And
and a variety of
everything's
people.
bigger in America. I mean,
Everything's
the
bigger.
portions, the everything's bigger. I mean, just the options. You go into is it Dickies or what's that shop? Um, your Costco. Everything's
Yeah.
like, what kind of jam do you want? You got 500 options. I mean, we used to have 3 options.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I took that for granted. And I'm sorry that we had all the somewhere in Australia. There's somebody that wants different flavors and they can't get it. Here we are.
Yes,
We're
you
we're
guys
we're,
are
we're
lucky
full
and
of
blessed.
we're full of ourselves, and we're so blessed, and we don't know. I always remember that people. There's people without jam over there. And,
Yes.
no, but then that it is true though. I mean, it's funny because you go into a store and there's like a million varieties, and it could be something random, not even like jelly or something or
Yes.
jam. It could be like sardines or so. We have 30
Yeah.
varieties of sardines
Oh yeah. Hmm.
for that
Yeah,
person
it's
that
just that's the first thing that hit me out here is the options.
right.
It's like, wow. Yeah.
That's good though. Well, I don't want to keep you or anything. I know
Oh
you
no, thank you for
probably.
having me.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm getting on a roll of doing these Zooms. I
Great.
usually like to do a phone thing, but here lately I said I'm gonna do a bunch of these, and yeah, I'm
Awesome.
excited about talking to you. I want to hear you. I say that you need to make it happen. You need to come to Bruton,
I'd love
and
to.
we're all the time having stuff like that, and you need to get up with William Lee and maybe y'all
Yeah.
do some kind of thing. He had something a couple years ago, a few years ago, maybe two or three, where he did like in Bruton and with the Goldens, and they played right
Great.
there downtown
Hmm.
Bruton, and I made it for that, and I interviewed him for that, so it was really cool. So maybe
Wow.
get you down, and maybe you could open up for him or something, and that'd
That
be
would be
cool.
a real treat. Yeah, I'm a big fan of William Lee Golden and the Goldens and all their last records.
Oh
Some
yeah,
great music on there.
yeah, they
Yeah.
covered it all, didn't they? With those albums,
That's
yeah,
also an album I love going on a road trip with.
yeah, awesome
Come and
stuff.
Dine and
Oh yeah, that
Southern
I was gonna say
accent.
they go from, well, yeah, they go like Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty. They go
Yes,
from they go from the country, real country, to rock and
yes,
gospel.
they do.
Everything that you love, they mix it together, and that
They're like
it's
Americana, right?
right, right. Oh yeah, and I was going to say that you're talking about these awards that you're nominated for, but
Yes.
you've won some awards in the past, though, right?
Yeah, I've won big songwriting awards in Australia, and I got awarded it at the Sydney Opera House, which is, have you
Oh,
heard of
wow.
the Sydney Opera House?
Yeah, yes,
In
it's
on
big.
the river. It's really beautiful. It's
Sure,
one of our
it is pretty.
trademarks.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I was very blessed to get a lot of songwriting awards in Australia. So I hope that translates in the States as well, because I'm starting to see some. I did win some songwriting awards in the States at the beginning of this year as well.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, my hope for you
Thank
that
you.
you win these awards that are coming up,
Oh, I hope
and
so.
I really do think you will. I really believe that good things are coming for you, and there's going to be some great
Oh,
things, and people are going to really appreciate your music. I know I do.
oh,
And like I said, you're one of those entertainers and artists that stand out. You're not just a singer. When you're a singer, you write songs and you play guitar like that. I mean, you're up here. I'm just saying, it's
oh,
hard to deny you. So I think you're going to be
oh.
hoping all the best for you. And thank you for talking to me today.
Well, thank you. And I couldn't do it without, all the people that follow me all around social media and Twitter. I know you probably have seen what's going on Twitter with Epic Roxy,
Sure,
Jeff Tanzer, Rita, Corinne, Jackie.
sure.
I mean, they're just unbelievable. Sarah Boulat. They're sharing my stuff, and that's made it so much easier for me to just keep putting out music because of the love that I'm getting around me. I call them my koala team.
I like that. The koala. Yeah, that's cute. But the koala, that's something I thought about though. Not to keep you, but
And
a
obviously,
koala.
Cowboy Caden. I couldn't forget Cowboy Caden.
Oh, okay. Well, do the koalas just walk around? How do koalas? You see, you don't walk down the street and there's a koala sitting there eating a
Well,
eucalyptus leaf
no,
in the street.
it just all happened with the Danny speaking show, and the next thing I'm calling them my little koala bears.
It's catchy. It
Yes.
sounds like you need your own show, and which you do have something. Don't you have some kind of? You do some videos and stuff, right, on YouTube
Yeah,
or
on Facebook Live. Yeah,
Facebook?
we're
Yeah.
bringing
So I
it
mean,
back.
yeah, do all that and invite everybody and have a
Oh
party, the
yeah.
koala party. But like I said though, I think when you got people like that behind you, and you got fans, you got people that care about you, and people that appreciate your talent. That's the number one thing. When people see how good you are, and they let you know, it kind of lifts you up like you're an
Oh
eagle and you
yeah.
start flying, right? So the more people that put that out there and really motivate you and speak positive, it's going to take off. I believe that. So all the best to
Yeah.
you.
And shout out to Mark Hudson as well. He's always sharing my stuff on Twitter.
Thank you,
Unbelievable.
cuz.
Yeah,
Way to go.
unbelievable.
Way to go. You have to do something for cook him some of that tiramisu or whatever you call it.
Yes.
But
Well, thank you, Gary. It's been a treat, and I hope I make it down to Bruton. It's on
hey,
my to-do list.
I'll be waiting for you.
And I hope, maybe we'll get you up and play a song on the guitar too while you're there.
You never know. I'd love it. I'd love it. You might not, but no, but
Ah!
no, but I do appreciate that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be waiting to hear something and see what happens. But yeah, that'd be something good for this area. But
Oh, awesome.
well, you
Well,
have a good day, ma'am, and like
thank
I said,
you.
expect good things, and they're coming.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys love the new single, and I appreciate all the support you've given me.
Alrighty, well, have a good day.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to check out Danni Stefanetti's website for more information, and maybe you can see her out there somewhere playing that awesome music. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and always remember to keep the music real.